Peace fam, Q here. All right, so we're going to talk about Afriq Arbitrage, their AAS token, and going to go through the white paper here with you. Now, I've been with, man, hang on a second. Let me have some coconut water real quick. Okay, I've been recording a lot of videos, so my voice is going in and out. But I've been with AAS since AAS officially launched was December. It was either November or December 2022. And Jason and the development team have been working on this for a few years. And I created my account in February, right? And let me just show you this, right? We were trading daily, right? This was the peak of my account, right before we had an inside really theft. It wasn't even a hack, and I'll explain that to you here in a minute. But we were daily trading, getting 1.65%, and then 10 days throughout the month, the ROI would go up to 2, 3, and 5%, right? And this was being done only with one bot, that Jason and the development team built. Well, Jason had some liver issues and was going to have a liver transplant, and he was told that, you know, he needed to arrange his affairs just in case he didn't make it out alive. And so one of the workers that he had that was really close to him, I don't even want to call his name because I don't even want to give him any energy, but one of his workers that he had close to him, Jason asked him if he could trust him with really the private key to the entire platform, because Jason wanted this platform to still continue even in his death, right? And the brethren said, you know, yeah, you can trust me. You know, this brethren Jason has helped, you know, from the poorest of poorest, right, to come out of poverty, and working with him side by side, creating wealth for him and his family and all of this type of stuff, right? So he thought he could trust the guy. Come to find out, he couldn't. You know, sometimes people get a little money, they just go crazy, and that's exactly what happened. He stole over $87 million out of the liquidity pool, and Jason obviously did come out of it alive, and the guy that stole the funds and all the people that was involved are all in custody in Nigeria, and awaiting their sentencing and their punishment and so forth. But long to the short, I wanted you to understand how this all happened, and how we all came back full circle now to be trading again. Well, you know, with any other platform that's out there on the planet, any other crypto platform out there on the planet, I have never seen one to come back from an incident like that, and I've never seen one to come back where the users, their funds, their initial capital was all intact. So Jason literally made every investor whole. Every investor whole. The only thing, that was lost during this fiasco was really time, and, you know, missed capital opportunities, because, you know, we weren't trading and all of that, right? But I was completely shocked at the fact that when I logged back in, my 10 grand was still there, right? So this is what this picture that I'm showing you right now, this is at the height of it. You know, before we had this incident, I was doing like $200 a day. Everything was going smoothly. You see the withdrawals there, down there, 5,097. You see the earnings, you know, right there, right? Everything was running smoothly. So when I tell you I have 100% confidence in this project, I'm being conservative. I have a lot of confidence in this project, okay? So I'm sharing it with you so that you can do your due diligence, and this may be a project that you want to seriously consider adding into your portfolio, okay? and I'm doing these videos and everything, and we're not even getting referral commission right now, right? But I believe in this project so much, even if we weren't getting referral commission ever, I would still, you know, tell people, hey, this is a good project. You might want to look into this. Okay. So anyway, that's the long to the short. Let's go to the. We're going to be talking about the actual AAS token. And remember, I said that, you know, when we started, we were trading with one bot, right? Well, since all of this came about and AAS has come back from the ashes, from the dust, from ground zero, we now have 5 bots. Right, so imagine what one bot was doing. Imagine what 5 bots can do. Now, obviously, the liquidity pool has been tampered with, so the liquidity pool has to grow again. Right, the AAS token was already on the pipeline. The AAS blockchain was already on the pipeline. All of these visions that Jasam had in his head for this entire project was already on the pipeline. The AAS token is going to be a catalyst for providing liquidity back into the pool so that we can get back to daily ROI. Okay, so now let's take a look at the white paper here, and let's read through this. All right, and I'll just give you the long to the short on the white paper, and then I'll read some of the intricate details for you. All right, the white paper, the coin, the token is going to be launched on the marketplace at 0.03, right? So you're talking 3 cents. That's what it's going to be launched. It's going to be running on the Binance Smart Chain, so you're going to need BNB. You need to know how to work with Binance. I use MetaMask with Binance. It's real easy. It's just a Chrome extension, and real easy to maneuver. Okay, so you know, get on YouTube, look up some videos to check that out if you don't know how to do that. Now it's going to be launched to the market at 3 cents once it launches. But for those of us that are already investors in the platform, we're going to be able to get the token for fractions of a penny. Okay, what does it take for you to be an investor in AAS right now? Your minimum is $23. Okay, and that's already including your gas fees, because the minimum investment is actually 20 USDT. The maximum is 10 million USDT. Okay, so that's that. Just on the sheer fact of it launching at 0.03, and you're able to get it, you know, before it launches on the marketplace for fractions of a penny, you already will multi-x your investment right there if you happen to sell on day one. My strategy is I'm probably gonna have some long-term AAS hodl. I'm gonna have a long-term bucket of capital with this, because I believe that, you know, what this brethren is putting out here in the marketplace, no, I have not seen a project to be able to come close to what he's implementing and doing and has done. Okay, so I will have a huge stack of long-term HODL AAS tokens. Now, am I going to do some arbitrage trading myself on the token? Flip my capital a couple times? Yep, I sure am. Okay, I'll share that strategy with you. You become an investor. I'm probably going to set up, once we get closer, I'll probably set up a WhatsApp group or an email list or something like that for people that want to really understand, you know, how to trade, right? Really, because that's what you're doing, right? You're trading. You're buying the token low. You're going to sell it higher, but you need to know how to. You need to know all the mechanics to do it, right? You need to know how to work with MetaMask. You need to. I'm not sure if it's going to be on a pancake swap. I'm not sure where the token will be for us to purchase. I'm not quite sure on that just yet, and we'll get those details later as we get closer to this thing launching, right? But let's just take a look at the white paper here. All right, so Introduction. Mission. The AAS ecosystem is a community-powered ecosystem that aims to give people back their freedom and to take control of their finances through 7 key utility offerings. The vision. Empowering lives through financial inclusion, education, and community development. Addressing hunger. Enhancing financial stability. Providing education. Facilitating digital access. Property acquisition. Gadget procurement. Means of payment. E-learning, exchange platform, farming, staking, and NFTs. The thing that I love about JSOM and the thing that I love about AAS is it goes above and beyond just making a whole bunch of money in crypto, right? It really speaks to a humanitarian effort, and that aligns very much so with me and resonates with me and what I stand for. That's the whole reason why I do what I do. It's not just to make a whole bunch of money, but at the end of the day is how can you affect change and help those others that you know, maybe not as fortunate as you, right? So if you got a whole bunch of crypto, a whole bunch of Bitcoin, you know, you can't eat Bitcoin, you can't sleep with Bitcoin, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, what are you really doing out here on the planet? You know, and that's why I love to team up with him on this project. Target beneficiaries: widows, less privileged individuals, students, and local communities. All right, so what's the problem? Challenges: hunger, lack of financial stability, limited educational opportunities, digital exclusion, economic instability, and underprivileged communities. Now you have to realize, you know, where is Jason from? Jason is from Nigeria, over in Africa, right? So you may be in a first world country and, you know, you may not, people, it's quite funny when I talk to people about Bitcoin. People that don't need Bitcoin, they don't care about it. They don't understand it. They're like, I could just use my credit card, or I could just do this, I could just do that. I don't need Bitcoin, right? But there are people around the world that cannot use their national local currency. Why? Because the value of it is debasing so quickly. It's like you go work for a week, right? You go work for a week, you get your pay. Well, by the next month, that amount of pay, the value of it could have dropped by 50%. So instead of you holding on to that national currency in these particular countries that I'm talking about, where the value of the national currency is debasing so quickly right before your eyes, instead of holding that fiat currency of that national country, you put that into Bitcoin, right? Because it stores the value, right? It hedges against inflation, runaway inflation, and it preserves your purchasing power. Okay, that's the whole beauty of this whole thing, right? So, you know, when we look at AAS and what Jason is putting together, is to serve those communities. This is not really targeted to, you know, a first world individual, you know, and a first world mindset. You know, a lot of times people, they don't see outside of their own little bubble, and they think that the whole world is just like their little bubble, and that's not the case. You know, when you travel around the world such as I have, and you see some of the things that I've seen and the way people struggle financially, crypto and Bitcoin is the saving grace for those people, right? Because it's algorithms and it's math, and it's not a government regime, it's not a banking cartel, it's math. And math does not discriminate against the color of your skin, your religious preference, your sexual preference. It doesn't discriminate at all. It's just math at the end of the day, right? So back to the white paper. The solution: comprehensive approach, feeding programs, financial aid, educational support, digital inclusion, property acquisition, and it goes into detail on each of these. Exchange platform. He's also coming out with an AAS blockchain, right? And when that comes out, this will go from a token to a coin, right? You're a token when you're on somebody else's blockchain. When you're on your own blockchain, you become a coin. Farming and staking and NFTs. Transparency. All financial transactions and fund allocation are transparent and visible to the community. Regular reports are published for public scrutiny. And I love that. He is very transparent with everything, you know, because all of that background information with that whole internal theft and all the information he was giving us day by day, blow by blow. I was like, wow, this is like a real live crime story here, you know, but it's some real life stuff that's going on. charity, empowerment, and community. So let's get to the tokenomics, right? Let's get to the tokenomics. All right, so here's where I was telling you, right? The market price, actually I got that wrong. It's 0.3, so that's 30 cents. 30 cents, right? What it will be, oh man, that means if we're getting it for fractions of a penny by being current investors in the platform, if we're getting it for fractions of a penny and when it hits the market it's going to be 30 cents, yeah, I'd have to see. That's a lot of X's. That's a lot of return, right? Just think about it. Let's just play here real quick. Let's just say if it was 0.001, right? 0.001. And I don't know what it'll be. Let's take let's say we dropped $1,000 in there divided by 0.001. So that would give us 1,000,000 tokens, right? 1,000,000 tokens. This is just an example. I don't know what it's going to be, but he mentioned fractions of a penny. So fractions of a penny to me is 0.001 or even better. So at 0.001, if you dropped $1,000 in here and purchased the token, you'd have 1,000,000 tokens. If you sold at the market price when it launched, that's 300 grand. And this is, let me tell you something, in 2017 when all these ICOs were coming about and you know the ICO craze, man, it was like taking candy from a baby. It was that sweet. It was that good because you know a lot of those projects I didn't hold out, right? Because I knew these projects, people were just creating ICOs just to grab capital, right? They weren't really trying to do anything out here in the world. They were just creating ICOs. I know JSOM has a vision, right? So that's why I say I'm going to have a bucket of capital that I'm going to use, that I'm going to hold, that I'm going to hodl for a really long time till the price maybe gets to $1 or more. And then I'm going to have some buckets of capital where I'm going to play and I'm going to flip, right? And I just showed you in this example, if the token was 0.001 and you bought $1,000 worth and then you sold at the market, once it hit the market at the 0.3, that's 300 grand. So anyway, that's just something for you to kind of think about. All right, the max supply is 10 billion. The lock reserve is 2.5 billion. Total supply is 5 billion and the initial circulation is 2.5 billion. Okay, now I want you to realize one thing, right? I want you to realize when you look at these numbers and you might think a billion, man, that's, you know, Bitcoin only has 21 million. You know, this is too many coins. Just it's not going to work. Look up the population in Africa. Look up the population in Nigeria alone, right? And yeah, right? Again, you have to come out of your little bubble, your little personal paradigm, and take a global view. You know, take a global view, right, at things. So let's see. Some other important things here. 15% for the AAS system team, 10% for marketing operation costs, 25% initial circulation, 12.5% for business development and special projects, 12.5% for liquidity provision, and then 25% for lock reserve. Okay, now this is what I want to touch on. There is to talk about the liquidity. The liquidity. It must be, maybe it's in the roadmap. Hold on. If I can't find it, I'll just give you my synopsis. Yeah, I don't know where I read that. Maybe he maybe it's something he wrote and I'm just forgetting. I'm over here on Telegram. See, it wrote something about the liquidity. Basically, the AAS token will provide direct liquidity for the 5 bots that are trading on our behalf. And you know, the more liquidity, yeah, here we go. You know, the more liquidity that you have in a fund, right? A trading fund, because that's really what this is. The better trade opportunities that the bot is going to present for you, right? The better fees that you get from the different exchanges. It just makes everything better, right? It's better to have $1 billion in liquidity than to have $1 million in liquidity. That just makes sense, right? But now let's read this. Benefits of liquidity locking. Increased investor confidence. Locking liquidity demonstrates a project's commitment to its long-term success and creates a sense of security for investors. Prevention of rug pulls. By locking liquidity, project owners cannot remove liquidity at will, reducing the risk of rug pulls. Price stability. Locking liquidity helps maintain price stability by ensuring a constant liquidity base for token trading. Enhanced project reputation. Projects with locked liquidity tend to be viewed more favorably in the crypto community as they exhibit transparency and dedication to the investors. Attraction of new investors. Investors are more likely to invest in projects with locked liquidity as it... That just kind of moved on me. Okay, yeah. Attraction of investors are more likely to invest in projects with locked liquidity as it reduces the risk of sudden losses. Okay. So yeah. That's it. That's really what I wanted to share. There's he's also dropped for over the last couple of days. There's a lot of reviews and articles on different blog sites and news sites in Nigeria that are speaking to the upcoming token launch and talking about the resurrection of the AAS platform as a whole. So that is it, my friend. I definitely wanted to share that with you. I will have in the description of this video a link where you can become man, hang on just a moment. All right, so I will have in the description of the video here where you can become an investor. Like I said, minimum $23. That includes your gas fees and everything, and the max is 10 million. If you're gonna drop like a large stack of crypto in something, and you ask me, you know, which one should I do? Should I drop that large stack in that's going to be here for a long time? I can close my 2 eyes at night and relax and not worry if I'm going to wake up in the morning and the 404 error on the website is going to be there, and you know, everybody's ringing my phone that I referred to it because they can't get to the website because folks have run off with our money. If you ask me, Queen, where should I drop this large stack? I would say AAS. Without a doubt, I would say AAS. You know, like I said, right now we're still on weekly ROI at 0.35%. We're still on weekly ROI, but this is not going to last forever. I mean, you're talking, I said by the first of the year, 2024, we'll be back to daily. You know, could happen sooner. It could happen later. You know, it could happen right at the Bitcoin bull market run, right? Because this is when the AAS token is set to launch around that same time frame, so we can just ride that wave, right? But yeah, I would tell you, hands down, no shadow, no doubt whatsoever, I would say drop that large stack in this. Okay, but at the end of the day, you have to do your own due diligence and feel comfortable with what you do with your money. And never, ever, 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 ever invest more in anything that you're comfortable with losing. All right? All right, so that's it for this video. See you next time.